Hello, welcome. If you are watching the replay, this is going to be a collective reading. Go ahead and fast forward a few minutes if you don't want to hear me chit chat and welcome all of our guests in. We'll be watching from YouTube and Facebook, guys. So if you don't see any comments that I'm highlighting, it's because it's on a different platform than you're watching. So welcome. And also, please make sure to do all the things like share, subscribe, all the stuff. Hi, Holly. How are you feeling today, love? Wait for people to file in. Oh, feels like I have a hair in my eye. Mercury retrograde has been Mercury retrograding for all of us, man. There's been health stuff for different people. There's been tech stuff for everybody. You just got out of bed. Girl, I don't blame you. Rest as much as you possibly can. How's your knee feeling today? That shit's rough. I'm so sorry. Wish we could take that all away from you. Sore and the oxy makes you sick. I bet. I'm really sensitive to that stuff too. Hey, Suzanne. Like morphine when I've had it like during childbirth because they've given it to me a couple times. I hate it because it makes my nose like tickle and itch so bad, like my entire face. I just want to claw at my face and it makes me so sleepy. But then like I had Vicodin or Percocet with my other surgeries, not my other, the only surgeries I've ever had were C-sections, but I'm talking about all of them. For the recovery time, those things would like make me feel kind of energized where I could get up and like take care of cleaning and stuff. But at the same time, if I sat down like to nurse the babies or something, I would just pass out. Hello, how are you doing, Dallas? So itchy? Yeah. Oh, I hate that. I would ask them not to give me morphine if they could avoid it. Like, don't give me that. Or like the Percocet would even do that. It was awful. I did not like it. I guess, people on the spectrum or people that are neurodivergent usually kind of end up developing addictions to things like alcohol or prescription stuff or whatever they might get addicted to. But for me, I can't see that for myself because I can't stand the side effects and everything. So I'm like, nope, nope, we'll use it as long as we need to, and that's it. I did kind of start to form a habit though in my early 20s when I hurt my back and was given the Vicodin, but I noticed it, I recognized what was happening, and I was like, no, never again. So I haven't, except for like my C-sections with the kids. But it was awful. It's like torture. So I feel you on that one too. I'm just glad you have some pain relief, something to help. But fucking big pharma sucks ass. All right. So we can start. I don't know. They like updated the Restream software. So I don't even know. Okay. It looks different, but it's kind of in the same spots, I guess. So I was just checking the numbers to see if we should start or let people have some more time to file in. But I guess we'll start. Um, if you guys can hear, I'm a little nasally sounding, just a touch. I don't know if you guys can hear the difference in my voice. I can. So I don't know if it's allergies or what. I haven't had fever or like the typical anything. I've just like been a snot factory, you guys. Sorry. TMI, I'm sure. Hello, Shauna. But you might see me blow my nose. So, hey, Chris, how are you? Boo yourself. Unless you're calling me boo boo. Okay, let's go ahead and I'm going to pull my cards. my decks to where I can access them without messing up my other cards. Okay. Hi Rosalinda, nice to see you, darling. Thank you for joining us. Um, again, I kind of like was looking at the cards when I was pulling them, but I wasn't really paying much attention. So again, we're gonna find out together. So now that I'm looking at them, I'm like, ugh, where's this gonna go? So we'll begin. Bottom of the deck, act on that idea, of course. Act on that idea. So last week we talked a little bit about, yes, we're in Mercury retrograde, right? And a lot of times people are afraid to start anything new during a Mercury retrograde because of all of the negativity surrounding it. But sometimes you're meant to start something at the Mercury retrograde. Like if you've had this idea before, or you've had some kind of vision, or you started something before, but then you didn't really do much with it. And now you're having the idea come back around, and now is the opportunity for you to seize that hype. And so don't be fearful. You are sovereign. You're a sovereign being. Yes, you may start something in a Mercury retrograde that maybe later on after it goes direct, you may have to make some revisions, or certain things don't really work out, but that creates another avenue for you to have things align and work out properly for you. So don't be afraid to start things during a Mercury retrograde, because not everything is going to fall apart. It's just that fear. And, as a sovereign being, you can't be fearful of anything, right? You can be wary or cautious of certain things. You can listen to your intuition, but the energy of fear is really going to start to, fizzle out your manifestations or explode everything right in your face, or bring you more things to worry or fear about. So move boldly and fearlessly, but with that air of caution, or reading things through, or going through everything in your mind or on paper, whatever helps you to really make sure that you've dotted the I's and crossed the T's, right? So um, if you have something that if you have something occur to you that excites you or feels right, if it's a hell yes, then go for it. Okay. Don't allow Mercury retrograde to take the wind out of your sails, because this could actually be happening at the prime time for you to have that forward momentum that you're looking for. So proceed with caution. Okay. Make sure that you're seeing everything clearly, that you're going over all of the details 2-3 times, have another set of eyes look at it if you need to, but proceed. Okay, be open to the possibilities. We have be open to dating right behind that act on that idea card. This is being open to the possibilities, the potential, entertaining ideas, just the effort, or not the effort, the energy of openness. Okay, and I mean, if you feel drawn to make some kind of a date with someone, or I'm not talking like hook up like in the surface level, like, that kind of thing. But if you are um, thinking about reaching out to somebody in the romantic sphere, then absolutely do that. But make sure that you're doing it in a balanced way. Okay, because that card, be open to dating, it could be, yes, go out, sample what there is to offer, or yes, contact that person or make that offer. It doesn't have to be a romantic date. It could be, hey, I have this idea for a business venture, let's go ahead and start. Like, I'd like to partner up with you. You have great resources, I have great ideas, or vice versa, whatever. So don't allow this hectic, chaotic Mercury retrograde energy to dampen your own potential. Okay. Um, again, make sure that you're dotting your I's and crossing your T's. Hello, Laren, how are you? We have King of Swords showing up in the reverse. Okay. So this could be someone with knee-jerk reactions or miscommunication, things like that. Or it could also be overthinking impeding your action, because that sword's energy is air energy. It's thought, it's communication, it's things like that. And in the reverse, it's not in the empowered state. And the masculine energy, being the king, is the one that is supposed to be the guard or the protector, and or the one who takes action. So again, don't allow your anxieties or your fears to control your effort and your action at this time, even though Mercury retrograde has a reputation. Okay. Um, because it could actually really cause you some serious imbalances. And in that aspect, it might make it to where you can't take action on the thing. You, the Fool card came out in the reverse, actually came out of the deck. Should highlight it at this time. Um, so it could cause such a great imbalance that you don't act on that opportunity, and then you kind of miss that opportunity. But what is meant for you will never pass you by. You may have to wait a bit for it to remanifest the opportunity, but it's always going to be present for you. I'm just saying you might save some time, you might save some anxiety by actually following your intuition and not allowing these external influences to make you close down, close off to the opportunities. Okay. We do have someone who's working against you, bottom of the deck. So if you are having any kind of issue with getting something off the ground, with getting something to move forward, it could be, something external to you, like evil eye, like somebody even trying to intervene so that this does not manifest for you. This could be just a lot of realizations about certain people in your life, okay, who do hinder you, who do throw you off balance, who do make you miss your opportunities because you are, um, by association, by your interactions with this person or group of people or idea, or however this resonates for you, right? It could be, that influence that is dampening your ability to be open to receiving. So you may have, um, gosh, the words are not coming to me. Thanks, Mercury. um, I'm getting interference. The word interference is coming to mind, but there could be situations that present themselves where one that you maybe didn't anticipate or didn't see before, their actions, their words, their energy is becoming more apparent to you, or you find out things about them. There are revelations that, maybe they don't have your best interests at heart, and they're kind of, interacting with you on this energy of, how can you best serve me? How does this connection with you actually benefit me? I don't care about how I'm benefiting you, or if I am. And, you know, there's a lot surfacing for a lot of people. People that I've talked to recently, clients, friends, um, that have had some real, like, true colors moments where they're seeing true colors of people in their life, maybe seeing a different side of them that they didn't really realize was there before. And it's really making them question their connection with these people, whether that's romantic or otherwise, it doesn't matter. So if someone is showing true colors right now, take that as your indicator that you need to go ahead and sever the connection or rework it, have a conversation, however that applies to you in your own life. I'm not saying cut out every single person if they show you that, they're behaving in a way that you don't like or that doesn't really fully honor you. Um, some people just don't realize their lack of effort or their actions may impact people in a negative way. Sometimes they've got those blinders on and they're really kind of out to serve themselves in in a way that, we're always talking about look out for number one. We're always talking about make sure that you are taking care of yourself, that you're nurturing yourself, you're doing the best thing for yourself. But also, we have to consider others because the other is self. You are me, I am you. So we have to do what's best for us, yes, but also those who are connected to us or impacted by our decisions and our actions. And if someone is not taking that into account or in taking that into account with regard to their connection for you, if they're not also worried about your best interests as well as theirs, there's an imbalance there. So adjust accordingly, whether that's cutting them out, whether that's having that difficult conversation, whatever finds you the solution. Okay. Yes, believe those true colors for real, because some people are so good at hiding that. I've experienced people, my ex being like the number one experience that I draw on for, my communications with you guys is people can have this facade. Like, um, for instance, my ex would, if they saw somebody on the side of the road having difficulty, we would pull over and he'd be the first one to offer any kind of help. Um, the kind of person that would give you the shirt off of his back if he saw that you needed it. And so I saw all of these good qualities in this person. Um, I I saw him save countless lives, like truthfully, like at the river or at a water park, like saving kids from drowning type of things, and I saw this multiple times. So I was only seeing like, oh wow, he's got a really good heart, he really cares about others, he's selfless in certain situations, but other situations I kind of put those blinders on because I was like, yeah, that's really selfish, but taking to account all of this other stuff that's selfless, you know and I chose not to believe true colors when I saw them a couple of times. Hi, Corey. But he was very, very good about hiding those other times that were questionable, that seemed selfish, right? So, um, some people are so manipulative and so good at it. They've you know practiced and perfected it for so long that they really don't show what's behind the mask. Okay. So if you are seeing things in others or even in situations that give you a true glimpse into what's really going on, listen to it, pay attention, pivot, okay? Make different decisions for yourself. Mercury retrograde gets a bad rap, but it's also here to help for revision. It's like, here, take a second look at this, or a 10th look, or a 1,000th look. I don't know your life. Some people continue to choose the same circumstances again and again and again, because that's what they're used to. That's what they know. That's what they can anticipate. And they always hope for better outcomes, right? So just be mindful of what's being brought to the surface at this time, revelations that are happening, truths about others. You cannot continue to look the other way and expect a positive outcome. Okay. So that could be this someone is working against you energy that we picked out. And bottom of the deck, also, we have Sage and Cleanse. So this is all coming up for attention from you, not to torture you, not to punish you. It's not karmic. It's not anything like that. It's not attacks by the universe. It's nothing like that. Okay. It's showing you where something isn't working in whatever aspect of your life so that you can change it, because you have the power to change it. You have the power to make a different decision. You have the power to create a better experience for yourself. But if you don't realize what's going on, you're never going to make that change. That's why things are being, kind of put up in your face right now. Like, look what's not working. Look what this person is doing. Look what this person is saying. Look at this situation. All of these things are falling apart because this situation wasn't built on solid foundation. So go back to the drawing board, okay? Revise some things and proceed. And if it doesn't work out again, go back to the drawing board, revise some more things, and then try to proceed again. Mistakes are only opportunities to create better, to create something more functional, right? So again, revise, pivot, reformulate, do whatever you need to do to cleanse and purge these unnecessary energies from your life. They may even be people, and people can be a lot more difficult to let go of because we hold on so tightly whenever we feel a resonance with someone or we see so much potential or good in someone or a situation. We're talking about people here though, so we can cling to that hope that they're going to align to the potential that we see in them, but the potential that we see in another isn't always accurate to their frequency, right? We see the energies that they have available to them and that they embody. And we think, what would we do with that energy if we were in that position? So we can see a lot more potential, whereas others may not make those decisions, may not have your best interests in mind, and will never choose to align to your ideal version of them. So you have to assess, is this potential that I'm seeing what I would do with the energy, or is this potential that I'm seeing what I know that they're going to choose as they see it, as they see the same potential in themselves? Are they going to make different decisions that impact me in a better way? Or are they going to continue to make the same decisions that impact me negatively and kind of keep me on the hook for that potential that I can see in them? Because actions and words are very, very different. Someone can promise you the entire world. They can promise you the most beautiful, luxurious, carefree, freedom type of lifestyle. But if they don't have the resources, if they don't have the true intention to create that, it's never going to materialize. It's that action. And if it's not backed by someone with balanced intentions or a balanced energy with you, then it's not going to fucking happen. They're going to be reverse King of Swords, which is backbitey. It's manipulative. It's, magician in the reverse energy. They're using you for what they can gain and hoping that you never wise up to their strategy. So if you have something like that presenting itself to you at this time, then pay attention, okay? See it for what it is. Ace of Swords. Hi, Katie. Love you. Thanks for joining us, beautiful. So whatever, hey, Steph, um, whatever is being revealed to you at this time, take it for what it is, okay? Don't try to sugarcoat it. Don't try to dip that turd in chocolate and sprinkle it with sprinkles and make it pretty, because it ain't gonna taste good. It's gonna taste like shit in the end, right? So don't chocolate dip that turd. It's not a Dairy Queen cone, all right? Instead, remove these energies from your life. Sage and cleanse. Get rid of them. Now is the time to revise your life. This is the opportunity. This is the energy that we're in, so that you can make those adjustments and you can clear out what doesn't belong anymore, and you can start to create that better life for yourself. So surround yourself right now with supportive friends, with people who are going to, that are going to support your ideas, your decisions, help you to, elaborate on those things, help you to build something, even if it's building trust again in another person. If you find someone that has true and pure intentions, then, surround yourself with those types of people, not the people that are going to just try to take from you and, chocolate dip that turd. Okay. High culture envy. Because you deserve better. Okay. And better is coming. Better is coming because right behind that we have pregnancy. Better is coming, but you're going to have some issues you're going to have to work out first. Okay. Car problems. This could be actual car problems. Me right now, my car was working perfectly, running fine. And then all of a sudden, one morning, I woke up Thursday morning to take the kids to school and it went into limp mode for no apparent reason. So I've got an appointment tomorrow with my car guy. You could be actually having car problems like me, but this could also be those issues that prevent you from manifesting the outcome that you want or from starting that project or that life cycle that you so deserve. But you're surrounding yourself with the wrong energies, whether that's people, situations, etc. Trust how this plays out. Trust the process, ho. I already made a post yesterday about it. Trust the process, ho. Okay, trust how this plays out, because as long as you are recognizing the red flags and the signs and the glimmers, the good things, okay, and following those, following the guidance from your spirit guides, from your spirit team, from your higher self, it's gonna turn out all right. Okay, poetic justice, balance being restored in a beautiful, meaningful, and poetic way. Like I do things with intention. Almost nothing that I do has zero intention behind it. Okay, there's always something meaningful or some kind of intention that's put behind whatever it is that I say or do. Um, so it's like your higher self or the greater, universe source is coordinating this if only you pay attention and you take decisive action whenever you see the opportunity. That's when things start to really fall into place. And then once you get closer to the outcome, you see the bigger picture and you see why you had to trip over that person, why they, you had to be interacting with that person or that situation to find out the hard way, only to, go into that shadow work, that dark night of the soul, that whatever you've experienced, and then come out on the other side. Oh, I had to heal that one thing. So having to go through that relationship or that situation, kind of put me on this path to get to the outcome I want, even though it wasn't pleasant, even though I didn't enjoy it, even though I kicked and screamed and complained the entire way. It still brought me to this beautiful outcome that I can't see working out any other way except the way that it did. And I had to go through that difficulty to heal that thing to get me back on track for this to manifest. So, um, a lot of times we'll experience things that we're kicking and screaming and complaining to the universe. We're in pain, we're in anguish, we hate what we're experiencing or, the circumstances at hand. And we get so focused on what's going wrong that we can't see the overall picture of what's going right. That's a very human thing. And, you know, it's very valid for you to experience that. But don't hold yourself there. Okay. Be authentic, experience the emotions, say, this fucking sucks. I fucking hate this. This is bullshit. Why? But then pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep fucking going. Because what the hell else are you going to do? Are you going to sit there in despair and just never walk the path? Just sit there on the side of the path and not doing it. Okay, go for it. That's your free will choice. You can sit there and you can stay in that energy and have the same repeat energies and circumstances circulate around you for the rest of your life if you choose. And some people do choose that. Some people become bitter and start to manifest more detriment, more unpleasant experiences. But what's the purpose? Like, how does that serve you? Have your moment, your 10 minutes, your year, your decade, whatever, and then get the fuck up, dust yourself off, and keep going because you deserve it. And no one's going to create it for you. Only you can create that for you. Scream all the way to the hospital. Yes, Holly. For example, yes. Everybody, please send Holly some healing and love. She She hurt herself yesterday evening, hurt her knee pretty good. So let's all send her some love and comfort because poor Holly has been through it with that body of hers. Little teeny tiny adorable body. All right. So we're weeding out the fake friends, the fake situations, the shit that was built on unstable foundations. Okay, it's coming up, everything's going haywire there. It's being highlighted all over the place that this shit is fucked up. You need to make changes. Okay, whether that's removing people or reconfiguring your life in whatever way, having those difficult conversations, being open to seeing the other side of things, but also making sure the other person is open to seeing your side of things. Because if we can't find common ground, then there really is no sense in keeping this fucking train moving forward at this speed. Okay, so weed them out, clear them out, revise, whatever you got to do. Go back to the drawing board if necessary. Okay, get to the root of it. Why do I want this? Do I still want this, or is this something that is just now developed into comfort zone for me because I've wanted it for so long, or I thought I wanted it for so long and I've worked towards something like that, but is this really the outcome or the energy that I signed up for, that I had in mind? Or is this just not working in that direction? Do I need to rework it? Do I need to go back and see why I wanted that in the first place? And if this even aligns to me anymore? You're allowed to change your mind. Okay. So do that. New opportunities are coming in for you. This could be your job. This could be, romantic opportunities. This could be friendships. This could be projects. This could be whatever it is for you. Okay. New opportunities, bigger and better things are coming, but you have to realize that you're your own blockage. The people and the situations that you plant in your life, those little seeds that you plant, sometimes whenever it starts to sprout, we're like, ooh, I don't really know if that's what I wanted, actually. So weed out your garden, even if it ain't a weed, even if it's a plant you planted before, get it out. Your garden is yours, your experience is yours. And if it's not jiving with who you are now and what you want now, then get rid of it. I know it's easier said than done. I've done it 10,000 plus times. I've done it my whole life. Okay. So it's easier for me to say and do that than it is for a lot of other people. And I get that. But have some courage, have the bravery, have the will to change and create exactly what it is that you want, not what you wanted 10 years ago, because that version of you only now exists within you. They're the one that got you to this point. You can change your mind. It's okay. And it's probably going to be even better than what you settled on before. Okay, so stop settling and start creating. Suppressed emotions need a healthy outlet. You can't just bottle it up forever. You have to get it out in a healthy way. So scream, shout, cry to the heavens, or, tell that person to get fucked and get out, right? Stay authentic to yourself, whatever you have to do in a healthy way, okay? To stay truly authentic to you. Hey, Mala. Love you. Thank you. Have sweet dreams. Um, so get it out. Right now is the time of purging, right? Purging people, situations, whatever needs to be removed from your life, but also those heavy emotions that come with it, those unaddressed emotions that you had to kind of shove off to the side or, stuff down and bottle up, because if you addressed them at that time, you would fall apart and you had to focus. You had to stay on track. You had to, raise the kids. You had to make sure the company was going well. You had to make sure that your community or your friends circle or your family, was functioning. You had to make sure you were fixing other situations at the time, so you couldn't focus on how you were feeling about it. Whatever comes up right now, validate it, feel it, Validate yourself for having those emotions, for feeling or viewing things in that kind of way. Let them move through you, because they become that anchor, that weight, if you don't address them, that anchor you to the past, that anchor you to that experience, because you never resolved the emotions that were ignited within you. You just had to let them smolder off in the corner. Address them, express them, do whatever you need to do to move through them. Tap into your gifts, listen to your intuition, ask your team, your spirit team, your higher self for information. For like, you can have an emotion that's trapped in your field without even remembering where it came from, because of trauma, or just because you kept yourself busy for so long and you don't have the memory capacity to be able to draw on what exactly, when that started or where. You don't have to know it consciously. Go into meditation, ask yourself, where is this emotion coming from? What is it here to show me? How do we resolve this? And allow it to move through to you, or allow it to move through you, allow it to occur to you when this started. You don't have to exactly put your thumb down on exactly when and what situation, and go back through the entire thing and re-traumatize yourself, or reassociate yourself and steep yourself real good in that energy. Just whatever comes, it may be just a fleeting little thought. Okay, it doesn't mean you have to go directly back and rehash all of that again. It just means, oh, okay, I know that that time in my life I was experiencing this, so I can see how that might develop, and I can let go of that now. However it occurs to you, because your team is going to work with you. You're going to you have your own imagination, you have your own intuition, you have your own brain function, right? It's going to look different for everyone. So allow it to move through you. Allow yourself to gain whatever lessons and understanding that you need to gain from it, and then let it fucking go. I feel like I have like a hair in my eye, guys. Sorry. Okay. And then get to building, baby. Three of Pentacles. This is co-creation. This is, working together for a common goal. This has a lot to do with family as well. And it doesn't always have to be your actual blood relatives, your family. This could be chosen family. This could be spirit family, soul family. This could be all of the past versions of yourself now working together cohesively as a team for your own benefit, right? Working with your inner child and your inner teenager, and that traumatized version of you from your 20s or 30s or whenever. It could be working with all of those for the overall goal of your betterment, of your growth, of your fill in the blank. Okay. Nine of Pentacles. This is, I got all the seeds, I got all the bounty, I got all the harvest. This is pre-empress energy. This is being solid, secure, happy, fulfilled, right? This is Pentacles energy. This is very grounded. This is tangible stuff. This is, I'm going to be okay. This is, I am okay. I'm creating the life that I want, need, and desire. I've already, planted the seeds. I've already harvested, and now I've turned it into an annual thing where it reseeds itself, and I reap the bounty over and over and over again. This is a cycle of abundance, of completion, but also new beginnings. This is no longer being misguided or misled, manipulated, because you're clearing all that shit out. And we can manipulate ourselves, we can misguide ourselves because we're so focused on something that we wanted from before that we kind of missed the journey along the way, because we're focused on the one thing, the one outcome, the one whatever. that we want when we're not seeing that everything's falling apart around us, because this is not sustainable. So we can definitely pull the wool over our own eyes. Oh, we're not seeing all the things that are going wrong because we're focused on what we want to go right. But what we want to go right might not be an energetic match to who we are or who we are becoming. So it's up to us to take accountability for those things, to understand, yes, we're going to have our downfalls. We're going to have these ebbs where it seems like everything's just fleeting from us. Whatever it is that we thought we wanted, it's just not working. And then we have to go back to square one and say, okay, what do I want? What is working out for me? What is not working out for me? How can I best, um, you know, use what I have and build on that to achieve an end result that is pleasant for me, that is something that resonates for me, something that I want to create. And what doesn't? Doctor's health and surgery. Remove that shit. Get it the fuck out of here. And this could also, again, be highlighting some health stuff for people right now, because we've had a few that have been dealing with some health issues. So this is, you know, you've been experiencing some kind of physical something, okay, that has really flipped things on their head. That magician in the reverse, okay? It's really fucked our shit up. Like, this is what we wanted, this is what we've got planned, but now all I can do is sit here and nurse my body. This is all I can do, is to take care of myself right now, just to make sure that my immediate needs are met, okay? But you're also being forced to go within, to tap into your gifts, to really, figure out what it is you want to do and how you want to work it, and what you need to rework and what you need to, remove or revise. What can I really focus on in this situation while I'm taking care of my physical health and well-being, but also plan and revise and kind of move things around for when I'm physically able to go ahead and, continue XYZ. Um, and it could even be something as simple as, I need to take care of past emotions, whether those are from this life or other lives. I need to, work through some traumas that kind of got me to where I am, whether I'm consciously aware of that or not. Now that I can, like Holly, for example, sorry, Holly, using you for an example because it's your knees, right? It's your legs, your foundations that are being rocked this past year, right? So you've literally had your legs taken out from under you. So now you're kind of just sitting here. You've been, beautiful example. You've been going into even past life things, going into and reworking out things, situations, connections, whatever from this life that maybe you never really focused on that much before. So you're really doing a lot of the inner work because you're forced to, because physically your legs have been taken out from under you. So you've been doing that beautifully. So take this as an opportunity, like Holly has, to really sort through and do that work, to really, get to the root of things, and to be able to plant new seeds or revise or remember and integrate those things that have been just kind of, out in your energy field, causing all kinds of chaos. So been doing beautifully, Holly. I love you. Ask your spirit guides. Ask for help. Okay, that's what they're here for. That's what they signed up for. Oh, love you, Ben. Probably a little late. I don't know whenever that came through, but I love you. Ask your spirit guide, your spirit team, your guides, your higher self. Ask them to reveal to you what it is that you need to change. Hi, Carl. Um, you have the power to make yourself better, mentally, physically, spiritually, you name it. 444. I love it, Suzanne. You have all the power to make yourself better, but sometimes life, source, the universe, your spirit team, your higher self, whomever, okay, will put you on your ass so that you can see things for what they are, so that you can get to the bottom of things, so that you can implement new steps to get you to where you want to be, whether that is a physical situation that has you literally on your ass right now, like our poor Holly, or if that's a situation, a relationship, a connection, work, whatever it is for you that kind of has you put on pause, put on halt, okay, for the time being. Now is that opportunity for you to imagine your way out of it, okay? Imagination is creation. It is the quantum. It is your intuition. It's not, this fake thing that they've made fun of and tried to suppress over the years. It's actually your channel to the divine. You are the divine, animated in a physical body as you right now. So use that opportunity, whatever it is, even though it may be unpleasant, um, to really imagine yourself into a better situation. In tears over here, it's so hard. The group doesn't know the extent of it all, but they can know that I'm also being tested for MS too. Yes. So you all know I don't put anyone's business out there, but that's a comment that Holly made that she's comfortable with sharing with everyone. She is actually in the process of being tested for multiple sclerosis. She's had a host of physical obstacles as of late, and she's been just going through it. So thank you, Holly, for being brave and sharing that with everyone. I know everyone is understanding. Everyone sends you love, and we're all here to support you. So keep being a fucking rock star, because that's what you are, and we love you for it. So yeah, sending you lots of love, Holly. Gonna make me cry too. Okay. But you're over here working like that little busy bee, little nature queen that you are, Miss Holly. Tiny little bee, but you can do so much, right? You're welcome. Always. We love you. Beehive, again, these work together. And whenever we hear of something like hive mind, hive mentality, that's more of, earth projection. That's more of, like I certainly would not want to share the same thoughts and ideas as most of the general populace at this time or at any time in our history. Okay. On my end. So hopefully you guys can hear me. I don't know what's going on other than Mercury retrograde. Um, so when we think of hive mind, hive mentality, it's like, ugh, I know what's floating around in the collective right now, and I can see much higher above that. And these people are stuck on these awful things and in these awful mentalities. And hell no, we wouldn't want to function that way. It's not in the way that your free will is taken from you and you just become part of this group and you automatically all think and act and do and exist in the same way. It's more of finding that common ground for the collective highest good of all, because bees aren't focused on attacking one another in their hive. They're not causing atrocities to one another. They are all functioning for the common goal of the overall highest good of the entire hive. So they make their decisions accordingly. What benefits me and this entire collective truly. So we're tapping more into that. I made a post yesterday that kind of touched on that in the comments with another member, but this other member had said something along the lines of, let me get it. Hold on. um like, yes, it's, hold on, let me pull it up. Let me just pull it up because I can't really draw on my memory at this time. I'm in the channel and brain function is low as a result. So let me just pull up. Oh, it was about integrity. Okay. So what I said was integrity is doing what is right and what is just, regardless of societal beliefs and expectations, regardless of whether you will receive praise or recognition for it. What is right and just is not always going to be popular. It will not always be aligned to socially structured laws or beliefs. Morality is a concept created by collective belief and can vary from culture to culture, from one geographical area to another, or an agreed upon belief of a people. Integrity should never align with general morality. Critical thinking and comprehension of the true sovereign rights of individual beings should always be the compass by which you are guided. And he said, I agree that integrity has to come from within, not from chasing approval or popularity. At the same time, I think our inner compass works best when it's guided by compassion and respect for others. For me, integrity is doing what feels deeply right while remembering we're all connected. And my response was, I absolutely agree. However, to have compassion and respect for others, we must first have compassion and respect for self. Many are lacking in this. With this collective shift in consciousness, we will get there. And it is definitely, I fully agree with, doing what is best for yourself, but also for the good of others involved, with that common decency and respect for who one is, and having that empathy and compassion for another person. Hi, Linda. um Holly, Dallas is saying sending love to you. She's over on YouTube. um so yes, treating one another with compassion and respect is what we should all do, but not everyone has the same level of compassion and respect for others because they don't have that for themselves, right? So first it starts with the self, and that's how you learn to have empathy, love, compassion, understanding for yourself, but also for others, because how are you going to put it into practice for others if you're not practicing it for yourself? And so many people still in existence right now, do not practice love and compassion. Holly said, thank you, Dallas. For themselves, let alone others. So we have these varying degrees, right? So based on functioning from the individual rights of a sovereign being, whether that's human, animal, whatever, is the compass by which you should be guided, at least at this time. So um, again, as you're going through Mercury retrograde themes at this time, learning to express love and compassion for yourself, for those past versions of you that made decisions that you definitely would not make now, with all of the knowledge, wisdom, compassion, and respect that you have now for yourself and for others, okay? Because you can't go back and change that. You can't go back and change those things, or who you were, or what tools and understanding that you had at the time. So have compassion, have grace for yourself, take accountability if necessary, take accountability for yourself, but also say, you know what, I forgive me for making that decision that wasn't for my own highest good, or wasn't for the highest good of others that I was involved with at the time. I forgive myself for making those decisions that now I look back on and I see as being detrimental, but at the time I had no real grasp of what was positive or negative in the situation. I only had the information and the tools that I was given at the time. So having that love and compassion for yourself right now, a lot of us, all neurodivergents, will remember something that we said in the third grade, or something that was said to us in like the third grade or early adulthood or last week or whatever, and we'll dwell on it, right? We'll go over it and be like, man, I wish I would have said something different, or I wish I would have behaved differently, or I wish I really would have stood up and told that person, to go fuck themselves or whatever it was. Um, so have grace and compassion for yourself in those moments, because I know all of you do it. I know, okay? I still have things that come up to me from way before, and I'm like, oh my gosh, how embarrassing, you know? But then I'm like, oh, I know what frame of mind I was in at the time. I know that my knowledge was limited. I was really young, or I was a child, or I was whatever. Okay. So apply that moving forward for yourself. It'll save you a lot of heartache. Okay. Heal the past and fix tomorrow. Heal the past and fix tomorrow. So all of these revisions, all of this Mercury retrograde themed shit like you just experienced here. Um, let it come up. Okay. Have grace and compassion for yourself and others in the situation. Forgiveness is not saying that was okay. We're on good terms now. Please do it again, or go ahead and feel free to, treat me however. No, it's saying, you know what? That happened. You were a fucking douche. You fucking sucked. You fucking hurt me. And I hated every second of it. And I don't fucking like you. In fact, I have not 1 ounce of likeness for you. Okay. But you don't fucking control me anymore. Just because you did something atrocious to me, or you did me dirty, or you fucked over my friend, or you made me really feel like a loser or a nobody or whatever. Hi, Lisa. I'm going to let it go, because you don't run my life. You do not have control over the decisions that I make for myself. You don't have control over the version of me that I project into my reality. You don't have that kind of power here. It doesn't mean, oh, it's okay, I love you. Unconditional love means you have to love the person that traumatized you the deepest. No, that's absolutely inauthentic. That is not what it's about. But spiritual love and light, loopholes in the little fucking fear-based matrix that we operate in, will have you think, oh, I have to love them unconditionally, because that's what source is unconditional love. And even though they did this awful thing to me, I should still love them. I should still find a way to love them. No, you can find a way to deeply understand their motivations behind it. You can, say, you were fucking awful. I hated that experience. I will never, ever experience anything with you again. I will never speak to you again. I will never interact with you again. Whatever it is, you were fucking awful. But that doesn't have power over who I am today. Part of my story, it helped build me into who I am today, but it has no bearing on how I present myself in the world. It has no bearing on, my mental, emotional, or spiritual well-being. Kick fucking rocks. You fucking sucked. But thank you for the experience, because it taught me more. I know a guy who had kids with 4 wives and cheated on all of them. Imagine being his 4th wife, and imagine him thinking he could keep it in his pants this time. You're all doing great. Keep it up. Oh my God, Steph. Keep in mind people's track records too, their history. All right. Thank you, Steph. Yeah, so don't just go blindly thinking, oh, this person changed. Now they're a spiritual person in the spiritual community, and now they're like a guru, and they have a lot of followers and stuff. So they're good now. They learned their lesson. They're a good person. No, baby. Unconditional love does not mean unconditional tolerance of people's behavior. Okay. So if they have a history, take an extra look at it. Take an extra look at them now and see if this version of them now has any semblance of that version of them then. Okay. Not changing. No. Oh, this love is unconditional, baby, but is not for free. Okay. No. Keep going. You're almost there. Okay. Keep going. You're almost there. You're the light at the end of the tunnel. You can see the exit ramp. It's coming up on your right. Okay. Let everything else decay. Let it all, what has died and been removed, let it fucking fertilize the ground so you can plant your seeds for your future. All right. Your spirit guides will keep leading you as long as you're open to it, as long as you're asking them for help. Be calm and keep going. Okay. Keep going. That they said it twice here. Keep going. You're almost there. Be calm and keep going. Proceed from a balanced state, okay? Not an anxiety riddled state, not a I have to rush and I have to do something because I have to create something because if not, then maybe I won't. No, take your time, slow down, remain balanced, okay? Make the most positive and healthy decisions for yourself and for others that may be connected to you in that decision, okay? But proceed, keep moving forward. Be like your spirit guide, be like your higher self, okay? Embody fully the wisdom, the love, the knowledge, all of the lessons, everything that you've overcome, everything that's contributed to who you are today. Integrate it and embody it. Embody that wisdom, that higher perspective wisdom that comes from your own higher self. Get into that channel, into that imagination, into that intuition, right? Embody the highest version of you every moment that you can. You're not always going to. I slip. Okay. Usually it's traffic that does it. Usually I'm like, move, fuck face. Why are you going 15 miles under the speed limit? So I have my moments. Okay. I'm human and I'm not going to deny it. I lose my patience with people at times, not that often anymore, but you know, I've overcome a lot of that. But I still do from time to time, and usually it's because people are driving stupidly. Anyway, your spirit guide can't do it for you, but they can lead you to it. So you're going to have to take decisive action. Okay? You're going to have to be the one, baby. You can't sit on the sidelines of your life and just like watch these opportunities pass you by because, oh no, Mercury's in retrograde, or I don't know, the energy doesn't look like it's perfect for me to do that. And I don't have this, you know, opportunity that has this strong, solid foundation that's tangible. It's more of an abstract idea for something that I want to move towards, but I'm not exactly sure what. Just fucking go. Just move in that direction. You don't have to have the whole plan on paper before you get started. You just have to get started. Okay? And you're guided through it. You're guided to every individual, every situation, every energy. You're guided through difficult situations. They will tell you this, flashing neon signs everywhere. This is the situation for you. This is what you should choose. This is what you should move toward. This is the person. This is the place. This is the thing. This is the whatever, that it's all right for you. Come on in. And it ends up being a difficult lesson, a painful lesson sometimes, or something, you know, that you thought was one way, but it ended up being another. Your guides will guide you to and through those situations so that you can accumulate the skills, knowledge, and wisdom that you need to actually advance on your path, to go higher and farther than you ever dreamed of. But they're going to say, yo, this is the right thing for you. Do it, do it. And then you're like, why? Why did I do it? Why did they lie to me? They didn't lie. They just, you know, manipulated you a little bit. Your spirit team will do that to get you to go into these circumstances that will have all of the right energies and ingredients for you to, you know, have such an experience that you gain some kind of wisdom, or you learn some kind of lesson, or you remove some kind of energy that's been weighing you down, that has been keeping you just below that par where you need to be to actually manifest the fucking life of your dreams. And people want to kick and scream and cry the whole way because they've got tunnel vision. They're focused on the way they think it should be. I often wonder why. You and me both, Katie, we all do. But overall, it's for our own highest good. It was never, you know, a lie. There are always potentials for things to happen in the way that your guides say they are, but usually those are only ever potentials. They don't actually let you see what's behind the curtain until you've already moved through it and you're stronger, wiser, and stand much taller because of it. Okay. So sometimes you're going to have to go through the shadows. We got the amber card showing up here. This is, being preserved. Amber is a healing property. It's amazing for pain relief. Holly, maybe get you some amber. Um, it it preserves. Okay, amber is tree sap, and it encases, prehistoric bugs and animals and all kinds of things. It preserves the energy of, or the existence of something across millions and millions of years, where it may have deteriorated having gone through such a long situation, but ultimately it is preserved and it is protected in its original state as it's moving through these long years of, any kind of weather or destruction or whatever may have destroyed that thing had it not been protected and encased in the amber, right? So you're going to move through your shadow very similarly to that. You're going to be preserved, you're going to be protected, you're always divinely protected, okay? But you are also guided through the shittiest of situations at times, and that's so you can get to your shadow. That's so you can get acquainted with it, so you can really start to understand it and then integrate it and use it and love it as that version of you that it is. But you pull it out of your back pocket whenever you need to, right? um like, I'm very kind, very, personable, very loving, very, empathetic, and all of these things, and sometimes people have mistaken that for a weakness, thinking that they could pull one over on me or treat me any kind of way, or, hurt or abuse me in some ways. But I'm also a little firecracker and I will fucking whoop your ass, right? So, like, don't mess with me or anyone that I love or care about, because that's going to be your detriment. That's going to be the one mistake that you wish you never had made, because I can be the most beautiful, pleasant, loving individual, but I can also be the worst fucking demon that you'll ever meet because I've integrated my shadows. I've integrated my demons. We work with one another. We love one another. I recognize them as part of me. Do I have to bring them out often? No, almost never, but it doesn't mean they're not there. I'm a warrior in a garden, baby, not a gardener in a war. There's a difference. Oh, thank you, Suzanne. I love you too. Um, so you are protected, you are preserved as you're moving through these shadows, as you are walking through these thorns. But what are the thorns there for? Look at any flora in nature. Okay. Any kind of plant life in nature that has thorns. The thorns are present to protect the beauty of the plant, and usually they're the most beautiful that you've ever seen. Take roses, for example. One thing everyone knows about that has thorns on it is rose bushes, right? The thorns are there to protect the beauty and the delicacy of the flower, of the blossom, of the bloom. That's the, that's the masculine in the plant, the protection. It protects the flower because the flower is the mother. The flower is the life giver. Insects come and they pollinate the flowers, and then what happens? The plant starts to produce seed. So, you know, you're moving through all of these things. There are thorns. You're going to experience, being cut and tangled if you try to fuck with it. But as you're moving through your shadow, you learn to really understand why the thorns are there on yourself, why you are so protected or so protected over yourself, because you're protecting something beautiful, something sacred. And the same goes for if you try to touch another bush's flower, you're gonna get cut the fuck up, right? You're gonna get, it's gonna defend itself. All right, so proceed with delicacy. Be wise enough to know that they're present on yourself or others, okay? And be respectful enough to care about the overall well-being of the flower itself, if for no other reason I'm not going to get fucked up. Okay. um, currents currents are, they can be very deadly. I've been caught in a few rip currents before. They can be very scary, very deadly, but they also carry life. They're, like these underwater highways that bring life from one area to another. Like fish will swim in a current, and those fish will be food for a whale or some other marine life, that will benefit from their existence. And creatures even travel with currents to get from one place to another, and in their migratory path, or whatever the case is. They're not all dark and dangerous. They just exist. And if you're not aware of them, you may get trapped in them, and then it'll be to your own detriment. So being aware of the currents within yourself and in others, okay? Being aware of the shadows in yourself and others, right? It's the same thing, just different cards. It's being aware and making use of them, when they are valuable and whenever they are valid to be used in that way. Energy is energy. It's not good or bad. It's our own judgments that make them good or bad, good or evil. So flowing with the current is the best way to get out of them as well, because you don't want to fight against, or else you will get dragged down. Trust me. So you kind of just, you have to flow with it. And sometimes the currents of life will take us somewhere we never anticipated, will take us through some really rough, rocky shit that we never would have chosen for ourselves. But ultimately, it gets us there to that end goal much faster, because it carries us much more swiftly, right? So if you are being carried by one current or another right now to a different area or aspect or manifestation, don't fight it, because whatever you resist will persist, okay? And it will drag you down. So learn to go with the flow. Now is as good a time as any, probably the best time to learn to go with the flow of your life, because everything is divinely orchestrated. It's Mercury retrogrades are absolute proof of that. They, you know, they happen, they manifest things that are chaotic and things that we wouldn't have likely chosen given the energy that we're currently exhibiting and experiencing in our lives. It's like throwing a wrench in those gears if that situation or that energy is not what is best for your highest good, or what is going to get you from point A to point B, the overall outcome that you desire, then it's going to be removed. Mercury is the messenger. Okay, don't shoot the messenger. Mercury is just going back through all the shit that you grazed over, glossed over, forgot about, didn't deal with at the time. Hey Brandon. But it's actually the fixer. Once things go direct, once things start flowing properly, all of that chaos and destruction, you can clean it up. You can, realign to how things are now that all these things are destroyed or gone or revised or whatever. And, you can find that pot of gold at the end of that rainbow, baby. Think of it as the storm. Mercury retrograde is the storm. It comes in, it fucks shit up. It relocates furniture, houses, whatever it needs to, right? But ultimately it is for our highest good, and ultimately you are going to probably have a better outcome because it got all of this junk and garbage out of the way and allowed you to focus on the true reason why you're pursuing this to begin with, to get back to your roots, to really ground yourself in what it is that you want to create or that you're working at creating. So it's a pain in the ass, absolutely, but it is going to, drop you on solid ground, like Dorothy's house. in The Wizard of Oz is what is coming to mind right now. Yeah, it might be chaotic. You might be up in the air and all kind of shit flying everywhere, and you're scared and you don't know what's going to happen and you think you're going to die, and then boom, you're just dropped. And you look out and it's Munchkin Land. So expect Munchkin Land when we come out the other side of Mercury retrograde, guys. And with the overall collective shit that's happening, there's wars, there's strife, there's bullshit, there's ego. There's toxic masculinity fucking everywhere. It's disgusting. It's it has to come to the surface. It has to come to the light. People have to see that, oh, you can't manipulate someone and make them do and be and say and act how you want them to. You can't use people as pawns to get that gratification or whatever it is, that power, that influence over others that you want. Times are changing, baby. Energies are changing on this plane. And if you're trying to be forceful or you're trying to impede on someone else's free will, it's going to backfire in your face in a big fucking way. Do everything aligned with the highest of integrity and you're going to be all right. But for that, you have to consider sovereign being and their own free will and their own judgment in their own life. You cannot impede and force and create wars and havoc and all of this shit and expect it to work out anymore, because the people are starting to rise against the you're trying to shove it down people's throats. You're trying to push them into letting their children go off and be killed in a war that they didn't start, that was only started out of greed, for power and money. Then it's going to backfire, because energy has shifted, period, end of fucking story. And we're not going to be compliant. We're not going to sit and be complacent. Even if it looks like that, like people aren't getting up and going out on the front lines and being activists and going off and unaliving people that if these weren't here then things would go a lot better. No, that's the same ass toxic energy that's only going to manifest the same ass toxic outcomes. So, again, like I've been saying, speak up and advocate when you feel called to, whenever it feels right. Support others, lift others up. Don't try to tear them down. Don't try to leech their energy. Don't try to make yourself look or seem better than them. Now is the time for you to remain balanced in your own energy, in your own integrity. If everyone just did that, imagine what a better world we could create together. So I love you guys. My voice is starting to go out now. I've been I taking olive leaf for the last couple of days to try to fend this thing off that's been trying to come on. Mercury retrograde, bringing it back around. So I'm going to be resting my voice, taking my olive leaf, and taking care of myself. So you guys do the same. I love you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone, for joining me, for supporting me, for being a part of this beautiful soul tribe. I love you so much, and I'll be back next week, same day, same time, collective energy reading as usual. So take care of yourselves. Have a beautiful week, and remember to stand in your own sovereign, beautiful frequency. Don't allow anyone else or any circumstances outside of you to influence who you are. Thank you, Linda. I love you. Thank you, Holly. I love you. Thank you, Katie. I love you. And Matt. Suzanne, everyone. Yes, have a good day, everyone. All right, guys. I'll see you guys next week.